in our culture, people need to know that God's with them, He's on their side, He loves them. They need to turn to Him and they need forgiveness. My name is Roger Simpson, and my role is the Archbishop's Evangelist to the Northern Province. But I also work at St Michael le Belfrey, where I've been the vicar for the last 11 years, but I'm no longer the vicar. I'm actually basically a practitioner. I go and explain the gospel to people and try to help them come to faith. I've always loved trying to help people find Christ. So it was a sort of growing sense of wanting to do that, and but I didn't want to leave St Mike's, because I think it's very important, if you're doing itinerant work, it's very important to be rooted in a place so that people know you. I feel that in the church, actually, you're known. They really know you, and you know the people. So I think being involved in a church keeps you earthed and grounded. Yeah. So I still do most of my time here at St Mike's, but I'm doing more now on the road, as it were. Been working for the last year in that role, and I don't want to sound too sort of spiritual, but I had one of those kind of experiences last year when I was actually at New Wine in Newark, and I was praying about this new role, and I felt God say to me, think big, don't think small, think big. And I was thinking, well, the north of England, how are we going to reach the north of England with the gospel? And actually, it came to me we've got to reach the cities. So we've got to work with the cities and the towns. And how do you reach the cities and the towns? Through the local church. The key is always the local church. So what I've been doing is I've been working with local churches. We were in Scarborough. We worked with 24 churches there. Well, initially it was with the church leaders, and then it was with the people, and we went out to the people and we took the message out in all sorts of ways. And we had some special services on the Sunday. We usually go for about 5 days to a place, and I think 150 people made commitments to Christ. Now they are just commitments, yeah. but it was a real sign that God was working. The challenges, I suppose, are culture's changing all the time, and it's being alert to the changes and not just going back to the old ways of doing things. So I suppose it's changing your methodology or being willing to be flexible. And I feel my job is to try and work with younger evangelists if I can, and work alongside them. And then I think another challenge is staying personally alive and fresh spiritually. I think when you're giving out a lot, it's easy to become you go onto autopilot if you're not careful, and I hate that if I become professional. So I'm the challenge of staying alive spiritually and alert spiritually, and staying confident, because there's a lot of apathy and a lot of struggle, and it's not easy. But there's a lot going on. I mean, for example, I've discovered that there are 40 prayer movements going on all over the country in different towns and areas where groups of Christians are meeting to pray for revival, and 17 of those are in the north of England. That's really exciting. One friend of mine, he talks about the thermals of God's Spirit. He often says that what you've got to do is you've got to look for the thermals. Where is God at work? Go with Him. Don't try and work where He's not working. Go where He's at work. So that's what we're doing. We're looking for the thermals. And they're all over actually, yeah. But you just got to find them, and then when you catch them, you ride them, because the Spirit of God is already working there. And one of the things I've noticed is that when they pray together, when leaders of churches pray together, you get a thermal of the Spirit. So Scarborough, I believe, because they were the leaders praying, then God was already at work. So we came in on that. Happening in York as well, which is very exciting. We started with about 3 of us 11 years ago, and we pray every day, every week for revival, and we now get 30, 40, right across from Roman Catholic through Anglican, Baptist, Pentecostal, Methodist, all crying out to God for the city. So no, I'm very optimistic actually. I'm not at all pessimistic. We've got invitations to go to Sheffield, to do a mission to Sheffield in a couple of years, Doncaster next year, Rotherham, Hull. We're going to do a mission to Hull. We've got to do mission. You know, we can't wait for people to come to us. We've got to go out to them. I mean, I feel that the message is one of great hope and life and, you know, transformation. You know, that Jesus Christ can transform your life and transform the community, and so that's really what we're handing on.